Hello and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Liz, a disability policy for all. Today I have the great fortune to be talking to Joe Caldwell, who is the Director of Long-Term Services and Support, or LTSS, and Policy at the National Council on Aging, and he's also the co-chair of the Disability and Aging Collaborative DAC, and which AUCD has been a long-time member, and also been, Joe has also been a policy fellow at AUCD. So welcome, Joe.
Welcome.
Today we will be talking about a grant that has been around for a couple of years called the Money Follows the Person grant. So again, welcome. The first question is, can you tell our viewers what is the Money Follows the Person grant and what is the history of these grants?
Yeah. Well, first I'll tell you what it is, and you're right, it's a grant program, and it basically does two things, okay? It helps get people who want to move out of a nursing home or an institution. It helps them get out and move back to the community. And then it also helps states to rebalance their long-term services and support systems. So that means to get away from institutions and shift money and provide more services in the community. So that's the two main things it does. And it has a long history, like you said. It's actually been around for 10 years. And it goes way back to probably starting with ADAPT. You know, they probably had the first idea for this, and particularly Bob Kafka, who was in Texas. Texas had a Money Follows the Person program, and that was sort of the model. And so it passed in 2005, and the important thing to know is it's always had bipartisan support. So Republicans and Democrats both support this program. So when it first passed, actually, it was President Bush and Senator Grassley from Iowa. They helped pass it. And, you know, it's always had strong support from both Republicans and Democrats and from the states. Almost every state has participated in the program, and it's been really successful. They've moved over 44,000 people out of nursing homes and back into the community.
Great, that's wonderful. Why is it important to for people to have this program?
Well, it's a really important program. It's one of the only programs that the federal government has to help states rebalance and move people back into the community. So it's important for a lot of reasons. One is they've done a lot of good research on this program, and they've clearly shown that the people, when they move back to the community, have a better quality of life. It's some of the best research that we have that really shows that. And they've also shown that it saves money when you do that. So when people move back to the community, the state was actually spending less money, and there's good research on that. But the most important reason why it's important for people with disabilities is there's a lot of work that we still have to do. You know, in some states, like they've gotten away from institutions, and in the DD system, they've gotten away and closed institutions. But there's a lot of states that haven't, and so there's states at the bottom that still have a lot more to do for people with developmental disabilities, but even more for aging, for older people and people with physical disabilities. There's the states still spend very little money on home and community-based services. So I was looking at the numbers before you came, and some states, out of all their money, still only spend about 10% or 15% on community-based services for older people. So that's, that's horrible. There's basically no home and community-based services for a lot of older people, people with physical disabilities, people with mental illness. Some states have no home and community-based services. So that's why it's important that we keep this program.
Great, thanks. Why is this program just for people who are on Medicaid?
That's a good question. The main reason is because Medicaid is really what funds long-term services and supports in this country. So, 2/3 of all long-term services and supports are funded by Medicaid. So that's why this program is focused on Medicaid. But we need to do more on that issue to help improve financing beyond Medicaid so that people don't have to be poor to get long-term services and supports.
Okay, thank you. I understand that this grant will expire on September the 30th, which is 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
What will happen to people with disability if it expires? Well,
I think what you'll see is less people moving back to the community from the institution. The states still have some money in their grants, so they'll continue their programs, but the federal government already told them that they had to sort of scale down their programs and spend less. So you'll see less and less progress on rebalancing, I think, if it doesn't get expired. We hope it will.
So are you saying that more is and that we're for community rather than institution. Are you saying then more that there could be a danger of reopening institutions?
I think you'll see all the progress we've made. I think this program's helped us make progress. So if it goes away, I think it'll slow down our progress. Yeah, and may even move back a little bit. So yeah, it's important.
Okay, thank you. That's pretty scary.
Yep. Yeah.
Is there anything else? About money followed the person program that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I like I said, it's always had a lot of support from Republicans and Democrats. So we've been working with Senator Hatch, a Republican from Utah, and Senator Wyden from Oregon, Democrat, and they've been working together to try to get it extended. So, but it's only going to happen if people, advocate for it. That's how things happen. So we need people to really raise their voices and to talk to their senators and to talk to their representatives and tell them how important this program is.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any number, or should people call, or what?
I think touch base with AUCD and there's an action alert that people can use to take action, or reach out to your senator, and if you have this program, tell them how important it is. I think also telling people stories. A lot of people that have lived in institutions, and we need to tell that story.
Yes. Thank you. And if you have any questions about this or any other policy issues, please go to the AUCD webpage and look for this week's In Brief And if you have any questions or comments about this week's Tuesdays with Liz, please leave them in the space below. Thank you and have a nice day. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good. Good job.
How long was that?